What up? What up? What up? How you doing, guys?
I'm all good, man. How are you?
Oh, good. Welcome back to another 5 Rounds show. Tonight you're with me, MP, and on my top left is Wantali. On my top right is Patrick. Today we're going to be debating on whether sexual orientation is determined at birth. So, guys, how are you doing? And tell me like how's your week and everything. And let's get the show started.
Oh, my week has been great, man. Let's get the show started.
Yeah. Oh, guys, and most importantly, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. And mostly, we appreciate for your support over 2021, over to 2022. And thanks for sticking around with us. And welcome back to another 5 Round show. So let's get it started. Wansali, how's your week?
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. Thank you. I've had a very nice week. So I'm happy to talk about this sexual orientation thing, man. Let's ruffle some feathers.
Yep. All right. So before we get into the whole talk and everything and stuff, I'm not sure if everyone else knows, what sexual orientation is, but then not to set it off real quick, I'll just go on and say, sexual orientation is more of a person's identity in relation to, say, a gender or genders to which they are like sexually attracted to, and that would depend on certain situations because it usually changes over time, and it's not guaranteed to say one person can be attracted to a certain individual or anything for this specific time or a long time and everything of that sort. So guys, not to cut it short, because then this interesting topic was more of.
Did you get that straight out of a dictionary? Because I swear I've heard that before.
You've heard that before. I didn't want to. I didn't want to go off to the other gates, because the definitions get a bit entangled and all that stuff. You might get mixed up with these things, so you have to be all clear with this kind of discussions, because it's a very sensitive topic and we do not want to offend anyone, and most of all, we're not professionals in this talk. And while we're coming here, this is more of a
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. We are no. Hold on a minute. We're not professionals, bro. You are sexually orientated, are you not? You know what I mean? So
yeah.
I'm pretty sure he's trying to say that people mustn't sit there and look at this and say, "Oh, why are you saying this? Why are you saying that?" It's based on opinion and it's also based on ourselves, and it also be based on our experience, because we are also part of that, as Wantali says. But I think he's trying to say, don't look at us like the professionals, or we study sex orientation or something, or we have degrees in sex orientation. No, we're just here to discuss the topic and obviously give our view and give our opinion and also discuss it in general. Simple.
Yeah, because the reality is, sexuality is more like you kind of identify yourself. You also have like the way you experience the sexual experience, the romantic attractions that you have on your yourself or other people and stuff like that. It's really deeply rooted, so it's a very, very sensitive conversation. So we don't want to be like pushing you to a certain direction or that direction and stuff like that. We just want to remain neutral and have this discussion and keep going. So guys, talking about being a professional, I just want to get it for yourself, Wantali or Patrick, if you want to jump onto this, do you know what are the different sexual orientations that what are the different sexual orientations that that are available to your knowledge?
Oh, you mean like just off the top?
Yeah, off the top.
So the types of sexual orientation, there's you could be homosexual, you could be heterosexual,
really,
or
bisexual,
or you can be asexual or bisexual. So what do you mean?
Or pansexual. Pansexual, when you're attracted to all,
yes.
or pansexual, you're attracted to all sexes.
Yeah. So you see, in that conversation, I kind of learned one of my friends kind of told me to say, you don't have to say homosexual. You kind of have to go into say gay and stuff like that, just to keep it,
But then under being homosexual,
yeah,
comes being gay
mm-hmm.
or being a lesbian. So
yeah, it's just people are just so proud to just be fake,
I think
Yeah.
guys, don't be scared. These are the terms that are out there. Homosexual means you like the people of the same sex. Heterosexual
Mm,
means you like people
mm.
of the opposite sex.
Yeah.
Pansexual, you like
Pansexual means you like everything on the plate. You like everybody.
Yeah.
Asexual means you don't like anyone. You're not attracted to anyone. That's what
That's
it
a
means.
very tricky one. The asexual part is a tricky one. I
Or
mean, yeah.
asexual, asexual,
Ace,
asexual, whatever you
yeah,
call it. Do you know what I
yeah.
mean?
It's
I
yeah.
know what I am.
What are you?
I am giving things based on opinion. I'm gonna be 100 with you guys. Coming from
Come on, come on. Yeah,
coming from an African background, I did not
yeah,
understand. I did not understand why people are gay. It didn't make sense to me because I hadn't seen it. Now, having
yeah,
seen it here, you get to understand. Okay, these are people. They've got
yeah,
sexual preference and all those things.
yeah, yeah.
The same way. There's a
Also,
racial.
now, just asking you. So now, since you came here, you understand everything better.
Yeah, I understand things better because I've seen it right in front of me. Because I
Yeah. So,
didn't
do you
know
think it
it,
was lack of exposure back home, the reason why, or it was lack of?
and ignorance, of course. And
Yeah,
also,
yeah.
I come from a God-fearing country.
Mhm.
And my religion tells me that it is a sin. That's what my religion tells me. But I must
Yeah, yeah,
respect. But as a society, I must respect the wishes of others.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Even religion itself says that
Mhm.
Jesus Christ did not come for the people that believe in him. He came for the people that
Yeah,
don't believe in him. Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
So
Mhm.
why should I hate someone for their sexual preference? No, I
Nah,
shouldn't.
yeah.
So
That's a,
that's the education you need to give yourself.
Okay, good. Okay, that's cool, man. That's cool, man. No, look. We're gonna give it back to MP to go on with the question because
Yeah, please.
let's not make our man sweat in that
no,
room.
no,
You're the
no.
ones. You guys are the ones sweating. I'm here.
No,
I'm here to express
Okay,
my
let's go on,
opinion.
man. Let's go.
yeah. So,
We
so,
don't want to insult
Patrick,
them.
so Patrick, apart from Montali mentioning the different sexual orientations available, do you have other sexual orientations that you know yourself?
Nah,
Knowledge?
that's why I was commenting in. Like I like
Yeah.
you saw. That's why I was throwing my 2 cents in. There's nothing else I can bring in. I know the same, and unless there's something I don't. Look,
Yeah.
by all means, there's a lot being discovered almost every year, every time, every moment. So
Yeah.
for me, what one Tali just said, and the ones even I was throwing in and commenting are the ones I know myself. So if there's more, as one Tali say, guys watching, please put in the comments if we missed anything. But I can't add anything else. One Tali has hit the nail on the head, as you can say.
Yeah, realistically, I think on one Tali's side as well, like I like honestly conversations as well as reading into stuff. I also learned like the different types of like sexual orientations and stuff like that. Like learning from them as just you will learn so many things, and then the identities of it, you will learn so many things as well. So like like at present we we are in that time where we were learning about the LGBTQ, right? But then there's that.
Plus,
No.
LGBTQ plus, isn't it?
See, on the plus, there's an addition to the plus. There is like IA2 as well and S and stuff, right? In that
Okay,
section and
guys.
Well,
stuff
so
like that.
what? Where are the questions you
Listen,
gathered for
guys.
us, though? What are the questions you gathered for us?
We're talking about sexual orientation. We're not talking about the LGBTQ
Yeah.
community.
No. Yeah.
We're not talking about the straight guys. We're not talking about the back. We're talking about everybody. It's an everybody topic, right?
All right. Okay. Cool. All right.
So,
cool.
so did you gather any questions for us though? Because you've given us an introduction and everything. Do you have anything for us?
So in this term, like when Tali, like I was heading into the conversation and I was listening to you there. You say you're coming from an African background and all that stuff, but in the African background, right? Looking at it, like in this situation, what makes a person or people realize their sexual orientation inside and outside, like being in that situation, because there's like different parts of the world, and you're like when you're growing up, you kind of seeing different types of people. And what do you think determines that kind of situation? How do people realize their sexual orientation?
Okay. Before I answer this question, right? I just want to acknowledge the comments because there are people in the comments here. Vanessa says hi, Kelvin. Oh, haha, Kelvin. Melissa, hello.
Hi, Melina.
No,
How you
so
doing?
Melina, sorry, Melina, hello. What's going on? Okay. So back to this question, right? What makes a person or people realize their sexual orientation? So I think the question here is saying, look, what makes you as a person realize your sexual orientation, and what
Yeah.
makes people around you realize
Mm.
another person's, so say for example, your outlook, what's your outlook on your own sexual orientation, and what's somebody else's outlook? How do people
Mm.
go,
Mm.
that person is straight, or that person is not,
Yeah.
is homosexual, gay, whatever it is? Or I go, you know what, I like boys, or I like girls, whatever it is,
Mm.
you know what I mean?
Mm. Mm.
What makes a person realize that is quite a few factors. based
Yeah.
on based on my own experience, I
Yeah.
think I didn't know that I was attracted to women until puberty, I guess, because
Yeah.
before
Yeah.
before that,
Mm.
I had a hate relationship with girls, because girls were like the enemy. But you got to
Mm.
understand where this comes from.
Yeah.
Girls develop their emotions quicker than boys, right?
Yeah.
And when you're young, a girl's
Mm.
way of showing that they like you is trying to get in your face, because they know that you don't realize they like you. So they'll try and get in your face. And you're just sitting there, that girl is so annoying, but she's there trying to get your attention, right? So that's the way I grew up. And then when puberty hit, this is when,
Mm.
I started liking slow jams and love songs and wanting to dance with girls
Westlife
in
kind of
school.
stuff, isn't it?
I'd be like, I want to dance with that girl with my favorite song and whatnot. So, okay, first of all, it's puberty. So it's me realizing that, okay, I'm emotionally linked to someone. So my emotions are developing. Then the
Mm. Mm.
physical side also started developing, because I think what people need to understand is there are different types of attraction. You can be emotionally attracted to a man, but physically attracted to a woman. It's possible.
True. Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, for me, that is what happened. That's how I realized, well, I'm attracted to the opposite sex.
Yeah.
Hello, Edna.
Hello, Edna. Welcome to the show, guys. If you're just joining us, there, we're just starting off there, just a conversation about how we started off. It's the debate is on sexual orientation and is it determined at birth. So Patrick, there, just continuing there with the question: what makes a person or people realize the sexual orientation inside and outside kind of thing?
Look,
What
for
would you say,
me,
sir?
for the past week, as we were talking about this topic,
Yeah.
and also as we were thinking of saying, we're gonna do this topic. When I was doing the artwork for
Mm.
this topic, I sat with one of my closest friend, a lovely friend of
Mm.
mine. I won't say the name, but a lovely friend of mine,
Mm.
and I was picking his brain because look, for me also, like myself, I also was
Mm.
asking myself the same question all week, like that. What made me say I'm straight? What made me be straight? Then
Mm.
I was
Mm.
like, you know what? I have a friend. I have a close friend. I'm also curious. The same thing as one time said. You're coming from Africa, right? And in my head, is like, is it the fact that we're not exposed in Africa? We like there's not a lot of like gay couples in Africa, and there's no same-sex marriage in Africa. And is that the fact that maybe
that we know of. That
yeah,
we
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
know
yeah. You
of.
see, that we know of. Like, I'm trying to say, it wasn't out there. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't out there. I wouldn't walk in the street or in the shop or go to church and find there's people who are in a same-sex marriage or dating somebody of the same sex. So I sat there and I looked at my friend and asked him one thing. I was like, look, because we always talk. I was like, can I ask you something? When did you decide to say, you know what? I prefer. I think I am gay and not straight. Then he
Mm.
explained to me all his journey. But the thing
Mm.
is, when that question came to myself and asked myself, I blanked out because, to be honest with you, one daddy has an answer. I don't have an answer for myself till now.
Yeah.
I tell you, I sat there and I kept on going back in my mind because I want to say this from my experience. I don't want to say in general.
Yeah.
But something just also just clicked a few minutes
Mm.
ago. Yes, I
Mm.
think it's the first time I was very interested in somebody's when I saw them on Sports Day in Bambino. Remember Bambino?
Yeah. Yeah.
So somebody put that shirt up, and then the man downstairs went. So I was like, you know what? So I was like, maybe that's where it shows
Yeah,
that. Look,
but but for the people that don't know what Bambino is and
Oh, it's our school. Okay, so Bambino is a school. It's one of the private schools back home in Malawi. So I was saying on a sports day, it was very hot, and then I just glanced the moment where one of the girls put a shirt up trying to wipe a sweat, and my heart was just pumping, saying, "What's that?" And that's how my whole life went towards. So
Is that
maybe
the
that
same
was.
thing? Like,
Yeah,
is
but
that the
that's what I'm
same
trying
thing
to say.
like
That maybe
puberty?
that's my one, but because I am confused by this question. For the past week, I
Mhm,
have sat there and asked myself that, okay, if I was to answer this,
mhm,
how would I? But if it was asked to myself, because my friend who I was talking to, he told me exactly his journey, like everything, how he ended up saying, "Look, I think I am gay. Like I am gay." To know that he felt I am gay, and I am. I can't, because he says his friends were like, "Oh, look at those girls." And he was like, "Oh, look at that dude playing football." Do you get my point?
mhm,
So
mhm.
for me, I don't know. I just think maybe that's my moment and that's how people pick. But
Yeah,
for me, I'm also thinking that, am I like this because of the fact that I was born in a very strong Christian community and I
yeah,
never actually saw anything else apart from my mom and dad being, and then the neighbors has a mom and dad, the other neighbor has a mom and dad, my friends has a mom and dad, people are girlfriend, boyfriend. Is that the reason why maybe I was like, you know what, maybe I'm straight? Was it because of influence? Was it because of what I was seeing, of how I was groomed since I was a child, that boys
mhm,
have to do this, men go to work, women stay at home and cook? Is that how maybe I say, okay, I am straight, I like women, I'm gonna get married one day to a woman? What if I was born in a community where everybody was gay in that community? Would I be different right now? Would I have a different sexual orientation? Those are the questions that have been going in my head, and that's me being honest. So that's what I can say. I don't know if I've answered your question, but that's what I'm feeling myself right now.
whoa, whoa, whoa. All right,
Yeah.
that's big. Like, it all sounds like on a level of puberty where you realize your sexual orientation and stuff. But then in this
That,
situation,
though, just a small question though.
mm,
Some people at puberty, right, are still in their shell, and they're still not, like, I've seen situations where, like, does everyone just hit that puberty? Like, can we just determine it on puberty?
No,
Say, no, it's all puberty and that's it. Because my friend, by the way, the one I was talking to, said at the age of 6,
mhm,
that's before puberty. At the age of 6, he already say, I am not interested in girls.
okay, that's fine.
um,
That's fine. You see, the
with
thing is,
that,
right? The
yeah,
thing is, this sort of thing, there is no fact on when
yeah,
you realize your sexual orientation,
mhm,
whether you just have one sexual orientation as well,
Yeah,
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 true.
and also how it comes about. These things,
true,
there is no book or whatever it is that will tell you that this is how it works, right? It's based on a lot of things. Do you have
true,
the XY chromosome? Does that make you male or female? Okay. Do
yeah,
you have, um, for example, do you have are you a male but you're a female tendency? So you're a bit
well,
more
yeah,
emotional, a little bit more, I don't know, I guess into things that women should be into, for example. Does that make you gay? No. Does that, so are you into those things and then you think, oh, if I'm feeling a bit feminine,
yeah.
maybe I need a bit more masculine. I don't know. It's a question. You see, these are suggestions. It just depends on how the person is, how they feel, what they like. I like
I think,
this food, another one likes another type of
yeah,
food.
true. Yeah, well, I think there's a comment here. Hi, Edna, how you doing? Welcome to the show. There's a comment here there, Mr. MP. Go ahead.
Yeah. So Edna there goes on to say, from a young age, say 12, I know a guy who ended up liking wearing dresses and nail polish and playing with lipstick and Barbie dolls. By the time he was 15, he knew what sex type he was. So in this situation,
Let's not
does
let's not
huh?
get these two things confused.
Yeah, I was about to
Because
say we cannot. That's based on character.
what is it called? I think it's gender identity or sexual
Gender
identity.
identity.
Yeah.
So
So
there is gender identity, and then there is
and then
gender
sex.
expression. Gender expression. So gender
Absolutely.
identity, you would say I'm male or female, or
Hmm.
you can say that you're neutral, and then expression would be whatever you want to.
Whatever you feel you are. So identity is what you are at birth, isn't it? It's the
Yeah, yeah,
biological proof of what gender you are. So when you're born, the doctor looks at you. Have you got a willy? You're a boy.
mhm,
Have you got
mhm,
a You're a girl. You know what I mean? That's
mhm,
there. But then expression is how you feel you should be addressed. Do you feel like you should be addressed as a female? Should be addressed as a male? or maybe you want to be something else. You know what I mean? So in that case, it's a different sort of thing, Edna. I think in this case, we're talking about, look, is the orientation, are you attracted to this gender, or are you attracted to that gender? How do you realize that? How does it come
Or you're
about?
not attracted to any gender.
Or you're not attracted to
because
any
Edna, I can also give you, I can also tell you something, like answering you on that. Like I get where you're coming from, and I understand that happens, but it's always not based like that. Because I have seen people or who at a young age are interested in like nail polish and this and this, but then they don't end up like what you're saying, they choose a sex type, they end up being a fashion designer, they end up being fashion design.
So
you get me one time, they're just into fashion, they like dressing differently, and they end up just being fashion designers, or they just end up in a salon, and they're still, you know what I mean?
So guys, talking on that, right? So is it
MP, sorry, can I just ask something?
Yeah.
Guys, there's 7 of you watching right now, and that's just, I think, on Facebook, but there's a lot of you watching on Twitter. Please get involved, comment, like the vid, share the vid, subscribe to the channel, 5Roundz, subscribe to the channel. We always do this every day, 7 p.m. On YouTube, live. And then every time on Instagram, we're also 8 p.m. live and 9 o'clock live on Twitter. So look, support your voice. And like the vid right now. It helps us when you like the vid. It gives us support. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry for cutting me off.
Yeah. Fire.
Come on.
So on Edna's point, right? It just got my attention there. So in that situation, she says from 12 and then 15, he or she knew their, their preference and everything and stuff like that, right? So, is it right to determine a person's sexual orientation based on their behavior or mannerism in that situation?
Say that again quietly, because you.
Oh, so
yeah, say it slowly, because you just went bam. Say it again.
So on Edna's point, right, I'm saying that is it right to determine a person's sexual orientation based on their behavior or mannerism?
No, it's wrong.
No, I don't think so. It's wrong.
No, it's wrong. You can't do that.
It's stereotyping. You can say that.
Yeah,
sometimes.
that is absolutely stereotyping. But unfortunately, this is what society tells us. If you like pink, you're a girl, or you're homosexual. If you like blue, you're a boy, and you like sports, and you're masculine and whatnot. It's not necessarily the case, I think.
Yeah, who picked these colors, by the way? One time, who picked them? Who said black is for who?
I think it was
pink is for women. Who did this?
It was down to preference. I think it was down to preference.
Exactly. Again, it's definitely down to preference. I think you got to understand which times we were coming from. We were coming from times when a lot of things were socially separated. Only men go to work, women have to stay at home. You know what I mean?
Women can drive, things like that. Yeah.
Only men drive cars, women can't. Only men can vote, women can't. So it was okay. Only men like blue, women should like pink. I think it was more along those lines. There was a line to say, look, this gender, this is what you like. This gender, this is what.
Don't make me laugh on that.
Like,
you get it? If you don't get it, forget about it.
Go on, man. Keep going.
There's some comments in here. I really want to get into these comments because
there's some
very, very good points coming up here. So Vanessa says, I think a person knows at a very young age. I don't think it can be taught or learned. I disagree, Vanessa. I really disagree, Vanessa. What about those people that are married for 30 years and turn around and say, you know what, I like men now, or I like women now? What about those people?
Oh, I have an answer for that, by the way.
Yeah. Go on.
Apparently, it's just a general answer I got from somebody. So majority, you can see majority of people who end up in that are from a certain generation, right? So apparently, some people, I don't know, this is just the answer I got from somebody. It's like majority of people are from a certain generation, a generation where people were shunned upon or called that that's a sin what you're doing. So you ended up, because of your community you're in, just getting married, but that's not how you felt. Because you must remember this, right? Majority of those people who come out of that, you find out that on the side piece, throughout that marriage, the side piece was the person they were.
But that's not Patrick. That's not always the case.
That's what I'm saying. I was just talking about a story on the side.
There are some people who for example, they're married, right?
Are you
Never.
talking about Chris Jenner? What's her name? Is it Chris Jenner?
I don't even. Or Chris Jenner.
Just an example. Just
oh wait, Caitlyn Jenner, I think his name is.
Oh yeah,
Caitlyn, I was like,
Her
Chris Jenner.
name is Caitlyn Jenner.
Chris
So
Jenner.
used to be Bruce Jenner. First he decided to go to become a woman, but then again, there's an argument for that part because he was a man, but now he's not a man. He's transsexual. I don't know if he's transsexual. He's a she now, is he?
Yeah.
Okay.
He identifies himself as a woman now.
Okay, he identifies as a woman, but biologically, what is he? Is he a man or is he a woman? Do you know what I mean?
Biologically born as a male. Yeah.
Yeah, but what is he right now? Did he get his thing chopped off? Has he got the vagina down there?
Did he get his thing chopped off?
I think he did.
Okay, but
he finished the process. Yeah.
Do you understand the definition of a transgender? Right, it's somebody who's moved from one gender identity to another, basically. So somebody who used to be a male has become a woman. That's what a transgender is, or who used to be a woman become a man. So okay, that's the expression. That's who Caitlyn Jenner wants to be, a she. Cool, right? We've established that part. But then again, so now he or she is saying she is a she, right? And she likes men. Does that make Caitlyn gay? Because Caitlyn's a woman now.
See, I can't speak for her, so
that's exactly. So that's one question. The other question is he's been married, or she was married but she was married time ago. Had children, happy family, whatnot. Decided to go. No, actually, I want, instead of me being the poker, I want to get. Oh my goodness me!
This guy. You were doing good. You were doing good until poker.
Okay, instead of me being the, you know what? Look, I'm not trying to offend anyone here, but instead of me being the inner, I want to be the instead of being the outer.
I think drop that part. Move
all
on.
Right, cool.
Because
so he decided that's what he doesn't want. That's what he wants. So you can't say that he since birth, Caitlyn liked men. You can't say that. How can you prove that? How can you prove that?
Whoa.
So that discredits what Vanessa is saying, that when you're young. How do we know that Bruce Jenner knew that one day he's going to become a woman and like men? How do you know that?
So
it is. So what we're trying to say here is it's not, you cannot tell. It's not when, there's no period. It can happen anytime. It's not gauged that at this certain age. This is because it can change. That's the reason why, if you're looking at this topic in general, it always says there's always a change. That's why every day there's different sexual orientations that are coming out. Like different people are saying, no, I'm no longer pan. I'm extra pan. Maybe that's just an example, by the way. Don't take that. Like there was never pansexual. There was never a pansexual, but now there's pansexual. That's how that somebody who can be with any sort of gender. So. Look, you're right. So you want to go on with the comments, man? There's a lot of comments.
So MP, if you want to,
Nins Repairs goes on to say, if you're born a dude, you're a dude. If you're born a girl, you're a girl. The rest is just universal choices that later plays a major role in how you feel and where you belong. And in all life spaces. So Nims there. Yeah, Nims there goes on to say, if you're born a girl, guy, whatever it is, it's just universal choices. At the end of the day, it's how you choose to pick your directions at the later stage in life, because then at a younger age, you can decide whatever, whoever or what gender you're attracted to. But then at a later stage, I think that's when you can decide. So just like everyone else, they decide at a later stage. I don't know at what age is right to actually decide, who to be attracted to and whatsoever and stuff like that. Yeah. Patrick, could you pull out? Untitled, could you pull out the other comments there, please?
Yeah, sure, absolutely. So I wanted to say one more thing. What Nem said there.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
I know we're talking about sexual orientation, right? And he raised a good point. He raised a good point when he said, "Look, if you're born a dude, you're a dude. If you're born a girl, you're a girl." the one thing we know for a fact is
Mhm.
you are born a dude or you are born a girl, because you have either the XY chromosome or the XX
XX.
chromosome.
But then sometimes they can't really identify on the XY parts because then they can't tell if you're male or female.
Yeah, I think he's just trying to do the basis. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so cover the bases. What the one thing that is confirmed? Your gender, right? That's the one thing that is confirmed, right? So with what Vanessa's saying, because I know she's going on in the comments here. Edna says,
she's going on something that I just said. That's what I've been asking myself. It's not like I'm trying to say that's the do you remember that time when I said I keep asking myself that what if I was born in a community that was like this, and she thinks I was trying to say that it's influence. No, I was just asking. I keep asking myself that is it based on influence? Like influence. Look, now you're getting me saying the wrong words now.
Okay. So Edna said, look, he felt it inside himself. Oh, she's talking about the friend of hers. He felt it inside himself. He felt like a woman. That's all I'm saying. He was right at the end. Okay, yeah. So that's expression.
That happens a lot.
You can feel whatever you want to feel. Honestly, Vanessa says it's so wrong to do that. Just because you cry as a man or like certain things doesn't automatically make you gay. That's true.
That's true. Yeah.
Those people are scared to come out because of society. How do you know that, Vanessa? How can you prove that those people know what they like? Yeah. What where is this coming from? Is it from a
where are the studies? Where are the stats?
Where's the stats? Where's the information? Is it from a movie or is it based on what somebody told you? Is that what you have felt before? Did you feel like you like women, but then you were hiding? You switched
up,
it's hard for you to prove that. So she says she disagrees with me. That's fine. But like I said, I'm gonna break this down. One thing you know is you're a woman and you're a man. We'll get to the gate. We'll get to the deciding your orientation, your sexual orientation part. We'll get to that. Vanessa again says, look, they definitely know, but they are told otherwise and end up hiding who they really are. Again, because of society. Well, look, all right. How many times have you heard of stories of people being told not to marry certain people and actually going out and eloping? You know, this has been happening since the end of time. Are you saying because the laws are being passed now, more people are coming out as gay? I don't think so. I think they were gay. If somebody wants to be gay, they'll be gay. You know what I mean? If somebody wants to be straight, they'll be straight. Obviously, there's a fact of fearing death and all these things. But you tell me one person that's never broken rules when they know that the consequences of breaking those rules are quite huge. You know what I mean? So
set you up for disaster.
Yeah. So Vanessa says here, Wantali, so why do most gay or lesbian individuals after coming out say I just knew I was different? Because they felt different. Because they decided to feel different. You know what I mean? Look, simple example, you can go all your life saying you don't like fish, and then you try fish one day and you're like, whoa, I love fish. You know what I mean? Like I love fish because I was missing this feeling. I was missing this taste of fish. You know what I mean? Honestly, let's not take things too far, guys.
No, I think he's trying to just dumb it down so that it's more understandable.
Make it simple. Don't overcomplicate this thing. That's what I think, and that's the problem with all of us. We complicate things and we start thinking it should be a certain way when really is it? I'm just asking.
That's a good point, Edna. That's a good point there.
So Edna says 2022. People sorry, Pastor. Actually,
so
go ahead.
Yeah, you can elaborate on the other parts. I'm just going to read on the comment there to say Edna goes on to say 2022 people know exactly where they are at. Being born a woman or man doesn't really matter. The new era, a lot has changed. So there is a lot that has changed now, and we all know that people are just switching up every day, and you cannot determine someone else's sexual orientation.
This woman is still arguing with me. She's like, back in the 50s, people couldn't do that. What are you capping? Vanessa,
wait. Dude,
I know you're.
She's just trying to say, but does she know that back in the 50s there was still.
She doesn't know that. Clearly,
still like people of the same sex. It was there back in the 50s.
With what she said, she doesn't know that because I know you're a Christian, Vanessa. I know you are. You know, in the Bible, there were gay people in the Bible. You know that?
Yeah.
So what if I'm so more? What was it?
Sodom and Gomorrah.
Correct.
Gomorrah.
Yeah, correct. There was a town of homosexuals, and any person who went there, they either got raped or something like that. Like literally, this is in the Bible. You know,
Is
whether
that
that's
where the word sodomize comes from?
I have no idea.
No, could be. It's the
I
same
have
stuff
no. I
that's
have
like
no. I can't.
Latino stuff like
Yeah, cool.
Okay.
Let's keep going. There's a lot of comments
So
today, man.
Nem says the later stage can't be known by us. I mean, straight folks, only the individuals that decide to transform. If you could invite a person who went through this process, that would be a better explanation. We tried, Nems.
So
Yeah,
the
we
question,
try, man. It's not like we just come on. We try, like we try. If you
we
know
try and
someone,
get
please,
people.
in the future,
Yeah.
would love a
So
discussion,
Montali.
maybe on IG.
Yes,
You never
Patso.
know.
So Montali and Patrick.
Yes,
So
sir.
at what age should, like, you know, a lesbian, gay, or bisexual youth come out? You know, in this situation, when should people come out to say, you know what, here I am, this is who I am, and, you know, leave with it, or, you know, leave.
Or do you know what? I'm going to answer this one. I think going to the world that's coming out right now, it's the same thing as us. When do we come out straight or anything? Like, it should be normal for everybody. But I think I'm going to go back to the fact that maybe it's still society, regardless, even though things have been voted that same-sex marriage is legal, you can do it, this and that. I think there's still that fear of how you be judged by peers, how you be judged by your own parents, how you be judged by society, even though right now it's a free world, you know what I mean? Like, there's still that fear, it's still left in there, because don't forget this whole, as I was talking about my own experiences, this whole, it's always mom and dad. It's been here for years, and that's what's put on TV, and only now it's been changed. That's what was put on TV. That's what was put on in comic books, in magazines, in life. Everything was like that. Even kids, when they're kids, you can see parents back in the days, they used to make sure that they're telling the girl, or you are going to get married, you're going to bring us a handsome man, he's going to come through that door. There was no conversations like, oh, yeah, there's going to be a beautiful lady coming to pick you up, you know, and she's going to. So do you see? So that's why that fear is still there. All this, it's going to take time. But for me, I wouldn't really say at what age should, like you said, at what age should lesbian, gay, or bisexual youth come out. I wouldn't answer that, because I am straight. I don't want to answer on behalf of somebody, but I said, as my friend said, as I was speaking to one of my friends, he said for him, he came out twice. One to himself at the age of 6. He said to himself at the age of 6. 2 at the age of 16 to the world. But he said it was not to the whole world. It was just to somebody close to him. Then at a later age, he came out to the whole family, and he still didn't come out to the whole world still, until somebody else at work who was a lesbian said, oh, maybe we like each other because you're gay. And you're like, how did you know that? Do you get my point?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay. That's interesting.
What do you think, Montali? What do you think?
What do I think? I would probably say this in a sense of advice. I think, at what age should you come out?
Yeah.
Not, I mean, anyone really. At what age should you come out? I wouldn't just say lesbians, gay, bisexual. I'd say even straight, even heterosexual. Because let's be honest, from a young age, even when you realize you're attracted to women, you don't really want your parents to know. You don't want your friends to know, because you know, maybe your friends might think you're a little bit too soft because you're liking the girls. You want to hang out with the girls. You know, you don't want to hang out with us. You know, I think you need to, again, I'll go to what Patrick said, which is a very good point. You need to understand who you are, what you like, and then you can explain it to somebody else. You know what I mean? The reason I'm saying who you like, it's not who you are, you know, because this is one thing that we keep saying, look, if you like these sort of people, if you're this way, then you're just that, you're homosexual or whatever it is.
Today, being given a label,
correct. You know, I don't think that's correct, because people don't really understand it. But that's why I would say, look, you have to understand what you are going through, and this is the role that parents should be playing now. You know, help the children understand what they're going through, and let them decide who they're attracted to. You know, you don't have to tell them who they should be attracted to. Let them decide.
Yeah, that's why I'm gonna say this, and this is just my opinion, but I'm gonna say this anyway. That's why, for me, I was speaking to some girl years ago, and we were talking about a movie star who started dressing her baby in dresses. Do you get what I mean? Like I'm not against that, but I was just saying, where do we do? So let's say I start off just dressing you in dresses. So I've already said, this is the outfit I've chosen for you. And I think I was also talking to one Taddy about somebody getting married to a dog. It's like, has that dog given you consent? Did that baby tell you that dress me in this outfit? But also, now thinking about it, is like, when I was being dressed in shorts, did I tell my parents that dress me in shorts? What if I wanted dresses too? Do you know what I mean? So it's very confusing. But that's how life is, That's
like
to be honest,
like realistically,
this thing for me, you have no idea. Every time I'm discussing this with people, mostly even outside the podcast, I start asking myself a lot that if this was this, that's why I was telling Vanessa that I didn't talk about influence. I was just talking about in general that if I was born in a community like this, and if this I knew about this at the beginning, same thing as one time he says, when I was in Africa, this is how it was for me. So when I came here, it's when I saw a lot of things. I explored more things and I understood things. But when we were all in Africa, let's not lie here. Let's be honest. We were saying, "Oh, you're gay. You're going to hell." That's what we're saying. You're going to hell. That's bad. So do you get my point? Yeah. So that's how it is. Yeah.
Oh, you're not scared. You're not scared anymore, Patrick. I mean, at the beginning, I don't want to offend anyone.
Yeah. See, these are the scary conversations. Like Patrick, when you raised it there, it's just very interesting to learn that some kids are born into a family of heterosexual. Some kids are born in a family of gays. Some kids are born in a family of bisexual and all that stuff. If a kid would be exposed to that, we would have known what their preference would be later on in their life. Right?
You can,
yeah. So like in this conversation, what do you think causes a person to have a particular sexual orientation?
Yeah. Okay. So it's simple, really. Choice.
Yeah.
It's choice. It's choice. It's choice and it's preference. Listen. Normally, this is about feeling. It's about attraction. It's about how you. Again, like I said,
emotional and physical attraction.
Physical attraction and emotional attraction, right? Okay. Look, simple as this. Like when you're feeling sad, you listen to sad music or whatever it is, or you listen to uplifting music, or some people read the Bible, or some people listen to motivational speakers because you're emotionally connected to that thing. You have chosen that. That's what makes you feel good. So now, what causes a person to do that is choice. Some people probably say, "No, I was born this way." Rubbish, nonsense. You know what I mean? When you're born, you don't know what your sexual orientation is when you're born. Okay, you don't know who you're attracted to. What is the fact? As I said, is you're male or
your biological gender is the only thing that's identified at birth.
That's the only thing that's identified. Some things might be whether you have like I keep saying, you're dominated by male characteristics or dominated by female. Those are the things that are determined at that point. Who you're attracted to, you decide yourself based on how you feel. So this person makes me feel this way. So if that person is male or female, then you have chosen that's what makes you feel whatever it makes you feel. But again, it's not the decider. You can go today, that one male, the male can make you feel a certain way. But the next day, a female can make you feel the way that the male makes you feel. You know what I mean? That could happen. It's possible. So you can't say that you're all the way gay or you're all the way heterosexual. It just depends.
Let's make it simple terms. There's a guy in America who got married to a car. Happy marriage. he got married to a car, and there's a girl who got married to a tree. I don't know if you see it.
It's
choice. So you see it. So a choice. They chose to marry a tree, and they asked her, "Why did you marry a tree?" She says, "The tree treats me better than the men I've been with."
Also, we have to highlight, and this is something Vanessa has said. Look, some people are hiding and all these things. It's not a matter of hiding. It's also the lack of choice. Yeah. If you're growing up in a heterosexual family and they're telling you that the only way is straight, you don't have a choice. You have to be straight.
That's what she like. You see that thing where she said that, "Oh, Patrick, I don't agree with you with influence." Like, Vanessa, look at me. When you were in Malawi, do you think one bit you would say on the table, you'd be like, when your mom and dad say, "Oh, who are you?" Okay, there's a dude out there. There's a girl for you, and then you put your hand up and like, not me. Were you gonna do that? No, you were told from the beginning that this is how it is. Girls go to their moms. guys go with their dads, they hang out with their dads have to show them the way. Then your dad will be like, "Oh, I saw you with that girl at school. So when are you asking her out? You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. That's how it is.
Yeah. So
I
sometimes
wanted to use the word grooming, but it's not a good word to use. But
well, yeah, okay. So sometimes society influences you to not have a choice. You know, to not know that there's a choice as well. You know, so
unreal. So guys, after having all this conversation, you've pretty much run through to say, you know what, you've pretty much told us about the different sexual orientations. You've told us how people realize the sexual orientation, as well as, you know, mannerism does not really kind of direct you to where you can say this is your sexual orientation or not, as well as you've talked about, you know, all of this stuff to say, you know, at what age is, you know, a person supposed to say this is my, you know, sexual orientation or not. You've actually spoken about all of that and stuff. But then the real part that we're going to talk about is sexual orientation realized at birth?
He just answered that. I think one time he just answered
of
that
course
by
I
saying
did.
that. No, he just said that at birth, what is certain is your biological gender, and that's what's certain. Orientation is later on something you say. I prefer. Men make me happy. Women make me happy. And as I give an example, I keep saying car makes me happy. Tree makes me happy. By the way, guys, it's not just comedy here. You can go and Google the tree and the car thing. It's out there, and I think there's a saying for it anyway. So I think one time already touched on that. That's the way it is. So I think it's somebody just saying, you know, this is what I prefer. That's what we can. So the answer to that question is no.
Yeah.
Well, let's ask the guys in the comments. You know,
guys, in the comments, what do you think?
There's a lot of comments. There's a lot.
Yeah,
of comments.
I'm going to read them straight after this, guys. Don't worry, we haven't ignored you. So the question here is, as Patso said, look, is sexual orientation realized at birth? After having this conversation, do you think it is realized at birth? Guys in the comments. While you guys are coming up with the answers, I'm just going to read the comments real quick.
Yeah.
So here, Edna says, look, nothing makes sense. My brother-in-law has a friend. Man was married, now divorced. Guess what? He's gay now. Can you explain that? Is that just an experience or what? He has even changed his name. I think that's a question to ask him, to be honest.
That's true. Because we wouldn't know how he feels. This is the same thing as I say that I like conversations because I like to be educated and like let me say this also. As I think as people like straight people, because that's throughout the years. Oh, this one is straight. This one is straight. We should also just sit down and not become the experts in this, but sit down with somebody who's going through that, as one Tari say, somebody and ask them that, why did you decide to leave your marriage and go this? If they're comfortable enough to tell you, you will be surprised. You will be surprised.
We don't even have to sit down with them. We know people watch this. I am sure some people who watch this have gone through this before. If you have gone through it before, please put it in the comments and educate us if we don't know.
Educate us, please.
Let us know.
Educate our audience too, because they're asking. So educate them there, so you'll be a great help.
Yeah. Did you know that you first liked men and then you decided to like women? Did you know that what you liked, or help us understand it? But from our understanding, this is what we're saying. I'm just going to read another comment here. Nem says, "Yeah, you're right, one child. It's choice, like I said, but." This is not a regular choice, like when you choose to to drink a beer, it's or not. It's this. Okay, it's somehow beyond normal consciousness. Sorry, because that's the one. So let's see. We've got Ovi in the comments saying Namers hit it home. Okay. Yep. That's all the comments.
So just to say on that, Patrick earlier on was talking about Edna's comment there about the guy changes up in sexual orientation and all that stuff. The reality is we all have the problem of having that conversation of people are in the situation of misgendered. So it could be an example of, say, there's a girl, her name is Esther, and then Esther changed their name back in the years and their name was Tom. This publicly announcing the person as Tom and this present time could be wrong. So in that sense, there's also those identities and all that stuff mixed up and stuff, right? Sexual orientation in this situation is more of the attraction to whatever gender that you're attracted to, right?
Emotionally and physically.
Yes, correct. And on here, we were just trying to figure out, is this a sexual orientation kind of pulled up from birth, or is it later on in the stages? Guys, in the comments, you've answered all that, and Patrick and Wantali, you've answered all that. And guys, thank you very much for being with us tonight and talking about this topic. It's a very sensitive topic, and we really appreciate you being on. And please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and also pin up that notification, because we're always live on Friday. We have all these juicy topics, as well as on Saturday we talk about relationships as per usual. And we're also on Twitter Spaces. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter Spaces, IG, as well as Facebook. And we're also here
on TikTok.
Oh, yeah, and TikTok as well. And
right.
TikTok as
This
well.
guy's just like
Yeah, and TikTok.
Slapping the camera. Slapping the mic. Why?
Yeah, and TikTok as well. So, guys,
and he's gone.
thank you for
Yeah, so guys, look,
this. We'll just say what's the
You were frozen. You froze for a minute. So we'll have to close it.
Guys.
Yeah, please.
Let's just close it for you.
Thank you very
Yeah,
much. Thank you very much, guys. Listen, it's 5 rounds and we out, man. Safe. Take it easy.